Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Shadowstars coming at you with another video. I'm making this video because I know I covered this material on my live stream yesterday on Saturday, but I know it's long, so I decided to make a video to make it a lot shorter and a lot easier to cover the main points that was in the AMC's Schedule 14A Preliminary Proxy Statement. So without further ado, let's hop into it. The 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why. So who? You as a shareholder. Any shareholder of common stock or Series A preferred stock / APE. What is it? It's a special meeting of stockholders to vote on some proposals. Where is it? 1 AMC Way, 11500 Ash Street, Leawood, Kansas 66211. When is it? March 14th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Central Time. And why? Why does this happen? It's because of the forward purchase agreement that occurred with Antera Capital. So as I stated, who? You. You as a shareholder. If you hold any shares of AMC, you hold shares Class A common stock AMC, you hold any shares of APE, either or. You can have just AMC, you can have just APE, or you can have both AMC. What is it? So there's 3 proposals that's being presented in the proxy material. So I'm going to cover 3 specific proposals in the slides, but this is a quick recap of what the 3 proposals are. Proposal 1. Approve the amendment to our certificate of incorporation to increase the number of authorized shares of common stock. So what's going to happen? You're going to authorize the total number of shares of capital stock that the corporation has the authority to issue to 600 million shares. How's that broken down? 550 million shares of Class A common stock and 50 million shares of preferred stock. You can refer to page 24 on the preliminary proxy materials to get this figure. So what's the effect of Proposal 1? Well, previously I said it's going to increase the common stock to 550 million shares. That's an increase from 524,173,073 shares. So you're increasing the total number of shares authorized of common stock by 25,826,927 shares. And it reloads the preferred stock back to 50 million shares. Proposal 2. Amendment to our certificate of incorporation to effectuate a reverse stock split of common stock at a ratio of 1 share of common stock for every 10 shares of common stock. Pretty self-explanatory to that. Basically, you will have effectuate a 1-for-10 reverse stock split of common stock pursuant to which every 10 shares of common stock issued and outstanding will be automatically canceled and reclassified into 1 share of common stock. Same thing, go back to page 14 for the exact terms. So what's the effect of Proposal 2? Well, you're combining 517,580,416 shares of common stock with 929,849,612 APE units. That 929 million APE units will convert to 92, etc. million Series A preferred stock. You combine that, you effectuate the reverse split. So it reduces the current shares outstanding then to 144,743,012 shares of common stock issued and outstanding. That will also leave a balance of 405,256,988 shares of common stock that's authorized, of which you do have 1,283,131 shares of common stock to be issued under the AMC 2013 EIP plan. Now, Proposal 3, adjournment of the special meeting, if necessary or appropriate, to permit further solicitation of additional proxies if there are not sufficient votes at the time of the special meeting to approve the charter amendment proposals. So you're going to authorize the holder of any proxy solicited by the board to vote in favor of adjourning, postponing, or continuing the special meeting at any later adjournments. You can refer to page 20 for that. So what's the effect of that? You're allowing for the adjournment, the pushing back basically, of the meeting if you don't have enough votes to approve of the previously proposed proposals, Proposal 1 and Proposal 2. That's what you're going to do. Second effect, you're going to engage in DF King and Company to assist in the solicitation of proxies for the special meeting. They're going to pay them a fee of $15,000 and any other reasonable out-of-pocket expenses. So those are the three proposals. You need Proposal 1 and you need Proposal 2, both to be approved of. It's an all or nothing situation. So if we break it down, what are some of the pros for voting for the proposal? If you vote for the proposal, well, you're giving the ability for AMC and the board to raise equity/cash. You have now authorized them to, if you go back, they have 405 million shares at their disposal to sell, to raise equity, to raise cash. That ties in with the second point. You're allowing them to sell shares of the company at a lesser risk to company ownership. So you can sell shares at whatever the price of the reverse split price is. If this goes through, you don't have to sell as a large portion of your company to someone else. So it helps stave off a situation of perhaps a takeover. You have other anti-takeover measures, such as that 50 million preferred stock that was refilled if you vote for it. But on top of that, you're able to raise equity without selling a significant portion of the company away. As opposed to if you denied this. That'll be covered. I'll reiterate this point further down. And also, you're removing, side effect is that you remove the disparity that exists between the price of APE and AMC, since only one class of shares will exist. So what's the cons? Well, you just reloaded the number of preferred stock back to 50 mil. That 50 million preferred shares, that was used to create the situation of APE. They used 10 million of that to create all that APE and sell that APE. Well, you just gave them the ability, you just refilled that amount. They used nearly 10 million. Well, now they're back up. They had 40 million left, but you know what? You allow this, you vote for it, they're back up to 50 million again. Also, just as you allow them to sell shares of the company, well, you now have on hand 405 million shares that could be that's authorized for dilution. And also, a third impact I can see is that you're going to impact the price of Class A common stock pre-split, the current share price of AMC. Because that price disparity exists between APE and AMC, you're going to have those prices fluctuate now. Now, let's think about the other side. What's the pros for voting against the proposal? Well, you vote against the proposal, you limit the direct dilution of Class A common stock. You're saying, no, I'm not going to allow you to dilute my shares of AMC, regular Class A common stock. They currently don't have the ability to do any significant dilution to that because they would have to ask for shareholder authorization. Right now, without the proposals, if you vote no, they only have an ability to dilute the company through APE. Second pro I see, if you vote against it, is you're able to separate. You have two different classes. You can own shares of the company, for example, APE, at anywhere from, if it was 60 cents up to something around the $2 range. You can own portion of the company at a cheaper price, which only exists because of this situation. That becomes a lot more murkier, but nonetheless, you have the ability to own two different classes of shares. They, in effect, should be close to equal, but you have that price disparity. So you have that ability to own two classes or just one class. You can limit your risk. So what's the con for voting against it? Well, you're hindering the ability for AMC to raise cash equity for the company. When you vote no for the proposal, APE is the only way for the company to raise capital. So you'd have to sell millions of shares of APE for it to raise any significant amount of capital needed. If the company burns millions of dollars in a quarter, you need to sell millions of shares as a result, if the stock price of APE is only $1 or $2. And that leads to the second point of negative impact to the price of APE. Because APE is the only way to raise money, the company, AMC as a company, needs to raise money. There needs to be dilution. So the only way to dilute it is through the price of APE. And as a result, as a shareholder, your value of APE will go down. So that's a quick little summary of the preliminary proxy materials. We have the proposals, the three proposals. You have to vote for, against, abstain for these three proposals. Proposal 1, Proposal 2, both need to be voted for. They're cross-contained, basically. They're linked together. You don't have the ability to... You could vote yes for one, vote no for the other. But you can't have either just one of them pass for this to be successful. Both of them need to do it. Both of them need to pass. It needs to be all or nothing. So that's a quick video of how I read the proxy materials, the preliminary proxy materials, and the brief breakdown. Hopefully you liked the content. If you liked it, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it with folks who think need to see this information. You got questions, comments, leave them down below in the comments section. Something that I got wrong, feel free to let me know. You want to talk about the different effects, you want to debate that, feel free. I'd love to talk with folks. But remember, let's be mature about it. Bring your facts, bring your data, evidence. I'm not going to be here to engage on conspiracy theories. So with that being it, Shadow Stars out. Peace.